Hello everybody and welcome back to another CraftySimulations video. Now today's video is going to be featuring an aircraft we've actually done a video on before. Now obviously this channel is aimed at general aviation aircraft, and that's exactly what you see before you, a general aviation. It don't get much more general aviation than a Cessna. However, this one is a little bit different than most other aircraft that I've featured on the channel because it has a dizzyingly high price tag of nothing. This is a Freeware aircraft. This is SAL 1800's Cessna T206H, and it's just been updated. As of this video coming out, I think it's about a week or so since the update 1.2 has been brought out. Now, 1.2 has addressed a few things, added a few things, and I'm here today to answer the question, is this aircraft worthwhile putting in your virtual hangar, considering we've got many an option of payware aircraft covering Cessnas, Pipers, Beechcrafts, whatever it is, and from different companies. Well, how good is a Freeware aircraft compared to aircraft that cost £15, £20, £30 and more? So like I said, we've featured this before, and I noticed that the aircraft looked very good. The exterior modelling is very good. What I had an issue with was the sound pack. Now, I don't know whether it's particularly off my system, but it just didn't sound internally pretty right on the high power settings. So I have updated to 1.2. Like I say, this is the latest version, and I'm here to show off this aircraft. So, like I say, not much on the external side has really changed. Well, it still looks an absolutely fantastic model, externally speaking. You know, I mean, probably a little bit of lighting differences between the front glass and the rear glass there, but I can forgive this. But it looks like a Cessna. And I say this because this is a Freeware aircraft. I don't know if the original creator had access to a Cessna, but he's got all the bits and pieces that look like they belong on the real aircraft. Obviously, payware companies obviously have access to, hopefully have access to their chosen aircraft. Well, this is all Freeware, and the reflections on it look really, really nice. From whichever way you look at this, it really still looks an absolutely fantastic aircraft. So I'm still liking this aircraft. I really am. The sun shield here for covering the instrumentation, it looks really, really well done. Now, this aircraft does come with two textures. We have obviously the red one, of which you see before you, and I believe we have a blue one. One of the biggest updates biggest part of the update is we also have differing versions of the Cessna T206. And we have three different versions. We have the one of which you see before you with the standard tyres on. We have the one that has the what is called Tundra tyres, which are a much bigger, chunky tyres for bush flying, I would say. And we also have an amphibian version. So that's the one with the skis, water skis. It's called amphibian because I'm hoping it's got undercarriage in it as well. So I'll try that one out probably in another video. But at the moment we're going to compare this aircraft to the one that we flew quite a few videos ago now. We're sporting the belly pack, which I will show you is an option that you can add with the tablet. So let's jump inside, shall we, and see what's new inside here. So what we have here is a very well done, well created cockpit. It is fantastic. Actually, I'll have that put back on, please. I will notice there's obviously no instrumentation for the passenger here, but we do have the column for it, so probably could do with getting rid of that. But other than that, it is a very well done Freeware aircraft. I still can't get over this. This is a Freeware aircraft. I've seen some payware aircraft look worse than this. It's really well done. Sal took his time in creating this aircraft, and something I do like to look at, the leather seats. Always tell you quality if you look at the bits and pieces that aren't supposed to be really looked at. I mean, obviously there's a little bit of texturing there that looks a little bit off, but I can forgive that because it still looks worn, which is what you want. Like I say, the sun, what do you call these? The tints look a little bit off, a little bit odd, but again, you're not really going to spend much time flying with your head going backwards. So yeah, other than that, it looks a very, very good aircraft. Now we do have a tablet, which is down here, and we have 3 options. So we can remove seats, so the centre left, centre right, and the aft seats, because this is a cargo aircraft. We can fly, obviously, bush flying, so we'd be carrying cargo in the back, so we can remove those. We can even add cargo. We can add baggage and the belly pod, of which we've got on now, so we can... I don't know if we can... Yeah, there we go. We can click on that and get rid of the baggage. I don't know where the baggage was exactly. Maybe it was in the compartment at the back there. Not 100%. But we'll keep the belly pod on. We've got a beverage, which is this drink just down here. And we have... If it decides to go away, please. Thank you. Maybe. Are we going to go? Thank you. We have exterior dirt, so we can make the aircraft look a little bit more worn. So let's have a look if that's made any difference to it. Yes. Now it looks even better, because now we've got the dirt mark on it. Like I say, this is a more agricultural Cessna. This thing flies in and out of fields. Bushcraft, probably one of the better aircrafts for bushcraft, in small, not prepared airfields. Not something we're going to have to worry about today. We can open doors, so we can open the pilot door, the cargo forward, cargo aft, and the belly pod door. We can open our windows. This Cessna does have opening windows, so you can click on the little tags there to open the pilot and the co-pilot windows, or we can actually click on this. And we also get sound effects. Again, very good. What else we got here? We've got the pilot, co-pilot, interior visibility. So, is this going to put someone in my cockpit? I don't know. There's some doesn't seem. Oh, there we go. Oh, good, nice. Don't want that. Go away. For some reason. Thank you. Click spots. I don't know whether this is aircraft. I think this is actually down to my simulator. For some reason, the click spots don't quite marry up with the position of the mouse. So we won't be pressing that one again. I've got engine data, so we've got various engine bits and pieces here. Yeah, just basically temperatures, T's and P's, endurance, all that stuff. When the engine's running at certain throttle positions, you can work out what your endurance is going to be. Now this is very interesting, because we can change bits and pieces of the cockpit. So currently I am sporting a Garmin GTN 750, but if I don't want the GTN 750, I can just find it and get rid of it. And if I want to run a GNS 530 for some odd reason, there we go, we put the 530 there. Now, if I'm not happy with the 530 being in the lowest position, I can move it up one. So we get there, and we move it up one. Press it again, move it up one. And now we've got, where we are, is that one there? So we can move it up again. So we're now sitting right underneath the annunciator panel. We can set the avionics to whatever we want, wherever we want. So I don't like the 530, personally. Brilliant sat-nav, I just don't like it. So we're going to get rid of that, and we're going to put back in my favourite, if I can find it. There we go. We've got the GTN 750. Again, it's gone down to a lower position, so up one, and up one. So we're running at the moment a GTN 750 GPS, that thing, a GNA 340 audio panel, not really necessarily because a GTN 750 will deal with our audio. We've got a KX, what's that, 165A COM and NAV2 panel. No, I don't think we're going to need that, because again, the GTN 750 does it all. And we have the KAP 140 autopilot. I am going to keep that there. I'm not going to be using that today. We are going to put... We don't need the transponder either, I've just realised now, because GTN 750, it does it all. We can also change things like some of the instrumentation here. So at the moment, we've got the analog attitude indicator and analog HSI, which is these two doohickeys here. But if I don't want those, if I want to change this, if I can find the click spot again, we can get rid of it. And then we can put the G5 into there, click on it, and you get them here. Now, they look hideous. I'm not going to say this hideous because it's the way the person has created this, whether the way a seller's created it. I just don't like having analog controls, dials with screens. So again, I don't want them. So if I find that and I just click that, I get rid of it. So we'll go back to having the analog, put back into there. So that leaves, and we can save these as presets as well. And I think you can save up to 5 presets and list them however you want. So I usually run GTN 750s or G1000 units. We don't have a G1000 on this, but we do have a GTN 750. So yeah, that's how I'm going to run that. Let's just going to get rid of that. And it just goes back. So other than that, this is a very, very well done aircraft. I've flown this a couple of times now, and I've been generally quite impressed with this aircraft. So, what we're going to do today is we're going to have a little flight. And we are currently on my favourite GA airbase, which is Wickenby in Lincolnshire. And this is Burning Blue Designs' version of a Wickenby. And as we all know, Burning Blue Designs do a fantastic job of creating some absolutely awesome sceneries. So our flight today is, we're going to stay in the local area. We will be departing out of runway 21, which is that runway there, but we'll be going off, starting our takeoff run down here somewhere. So we will start up, taxi past the control tower, taxi past the rest of the aircraft, go down to the end of runway 21, and we will be doing our departure. So this aircraft is not like an A2A aircraft or the Just Flight aircraft. It's a very simplistic aircraft. You can start a Coronado aircraft up, you can start one of these things up. So we're going to have the prop pitch full. Mixture is full. Just pull back a little bit. We're going to crack the throttle, put the brakes on. Sorry, put the battery on even. We're going to just check the brakes are on. I can just get rid of that. Parking brake is on, yes. I can't see the lights. Beacon light, thank you, we'll have that on. We'll turn TrackIR on, yeah, because we do need that. So, throttle is cracked. Put some fuel flow into that, and again, if I could find a bleeding click spot, it'd be lovely. Right, so clear on the left side, clear on the front, clear on the right. Parking brake is set. Mixture is full. Well, pull full and pull back a bit, and pop pitch is wide open. Magnetos are set to both. Lift up. And we're going to set the throttle for about 1,000. Avionics can now come on. Right, so now set this up. Flight plan, destination will be Echo Golf November Whiskey. NW, yes, just checking my little map. Back, map. Zoom in, and with the reason why we do departure same place, or the arrival will be the same place as departure, is so we get the dotted lines here and it gives us an indication as to where we're going to land and runway heading. So I'll pull that back out. Squawking 7000 set onto on. And we'll leave that on that screen there because I will forget to put it onto altitude. So we'll have flaps down to mid and set. Set the controls and let's go. Now, yes, the sounds were a little bit iffy on version 1, in my opinion. I don't think they sounded quite right. However, they have been tweaked, I think, because at the moment they do sound all right. Obviously, remember, this is a freeware aircraft. There's going to be little hiccups here and there with the aircraft. Always a downside of this particular Cessna, you do sit quite high up, so it's very hard to see what's going on the left, on the right, underneath the wings. And this particular Cessna does sit back on its main gear. So you have TrackIR, it really does come in useful. Or the Tobii eye tracker, I think, would also come in quite useful as well. So, position ourselves at the end of runway 21, and we have flap set half. Mixture's now coming full. Pop pitch is already full. Squawking altitude. We'll put that about there. We're going to stay in the local area here, so we're not going to be fiddling around with autopilot or anything like that. So, let's go out for our usual departure, which will be a left-hand departure at runway 21. So, let's go. Airspeed is live. Just catch the bump here and we are airborne. That's simple. Flaps are being retracted. Want to adjust the volume a little bit. It is quite a loud aircraft. But a very simple aircraft. It always sounded a good aircraft from the outside. Like I say, I do believe the sounds have been improved, or at the very least tweaked. It's a rather agricultural Cessna. Is used, like I say, for bush flights. They put the Tundra tyres on, and they can land just about anywhere. Good short field approach. Equally at home on concrete runways, tarmac runways, or dirt tracks. So we're going to set ourselves up for a landing back in on runway 21. So mixture's going to full, pop pitch is going to full. I should pull that back a little bit. Just keeping an eye on the sat-nav and the airfield visually. Flaps down half. Flaps down full. And there we are, back into Wickenby. Installs Freeware Cessna. And there we go, another successful flight. So, avionics coming off. Beacon lights are off. Batteries off. So there we go. Sal's 1800, well, Sal 1800's Freeware Cessna T206H. Stop the TrackIR from moving around. Is available on Flightsim.to. This is version 1.2, and to be honest with it, it's really, really good. Obviously, it's not like payware aircraft where they get in depth with a whole entire aircraft, and you know, depending on the price range and the company that's releasing it, as the depth of detail of that particular aircraft. But this is completely free. You've got great avionics, great instrumentation, great external looks of this aircraft. I just realised I'm missing the belly pod. Hang on, I got on pick a minute. Did I misclick on something? Yes, I moved the belly pod. There you go. I'm just looking at that aircraft and going, something's wrong with that. So, no, it didn't drop off in flight. But yeah, it's a customisable aircraft, henceforth the belly pod that I started off with and now mysteriously has disappeared. We have 3 different versions of this particular aircraft. Obviously, one with the Tundra tyres, one with the normal tyres, and one with an amphibian. Now, I will do a video showing the amphibian off, because I think that's a very unique aircraft. I may come back to this particular aircraft, or the Tundra type version, and take it on a flight from Wickenby to a grass strip. Now, obviously, in Flight Simulator, the grass, you know, we hear the sounds and everything, but the grass pretty much responds, I think, fairly unrealistically compared to concrete. It's still quite a good surface to land on, but I will show you just how good this aircraft is at landing on grass. I flew it to Curtin and Lindsay's glider base, which is not a million miles away from here, and it's a lovely aircraft to fly into that kind of environment. But that's this kind of Cessna. It's not a ridiculously expensive, uber dripping in technology aircraft, or even a basic Cessna 152 Aero Bat training aircraft. It is a workhorse Cessna, and that's what I like about this aircraft. You can, if you want to do bush flights, and this is all over the world, this is a very good aircraft for that. And the great thing about it is it's completely free. Now, I will say, again, I'm still picking on the sounds. I always say that sounds are extremely important in Flight Simulator. Sounds are good. I haven't got the README file that comes with the aircraft currently loaded up, but I did take a butcher's at it before I installed it into my computer and installed it into my flight sim, and it was saying that Sal has worked with companies to get a version of the sounds for this aircraft. Now, I still think they sound a little bit different. They sound good. They sound better than, you know, standard simulator sounds, and they sound, I think, correct for the engine that would be in this aircraft. But there's just something that sounds a little bit iffy. It could be my system, could just be my sounds, but you know, they are better than version 1. Just a little bit of tweaking here and there to clear them up a little bit for version 1. Well, if there's going to be another version on top of 1.2 that we have now. So, like I say, this is available on Flightsim.to. If you're interested in GA aircraft and you want to try and dip into the GA field of aircraft without spending any money, check this aircraft out. It's well worth a punt. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you've got any questions or comments regarding this aircraft, please bang them below and I will get around to answering them as soon as I can. And I will see you guys and girls in a future Microsoft Flight Simulator video very, very soon.